Hey guys, what's up? It's your commissioner, Prez Red, some would say. I thought I would do a little recap of the season that's gone on so far and kind of give everyone updates and where we stand, where we're at, just to get people talking. I don't know. So I have a pretty loose format. I started taking some notes for a couple teams, and then I looked at the clock and like, holy shit, I've been doing this for an hour. So I've decided from here on out I'm going to wing it after a certain point. You'll probably be able to tell in the video. I'm not going to say when, but I'm kind of just going to recap some things that have happened this year. My plan is to go through each team and kind of just talk a little bit about each team, who they drafted for the first couple picks, because I have noticed that the first three picks is a pretty big determiner of how that team has done so far. Kind of go over some of the season's close wins, stuff like that. So my order is going to be I'm going to start from worst to first. And I think everyone knows who I'm going to start with, and I think he knows who I'm going to start with, and that's Team Coors. Super cool name, by the way. The team I have noticed that the West Division shit names. Only one person has been created or creative, and that's Zaddiesville Zaddies Caleb. Everyone else, come on, step up your team name, change it, be a little bit more creative than team your last name. Uh, I guess Eli, yours is okay. But yeah, anyway, so team Dalton. Um, first first three picks: Michael Thomas, Aaron Jones, uh, Mike Evans. Michael Thomas has went down pretty quickly. That's rough. Dalton started 1-1. He's 2-7 at this moment. So there's a losing streak in there somewhere. Um, he actually scored the second highest points in week two, which is pretty crazy. Or I'm sorry, the highest points in week two with 182 points. So that's pretty crazy for a team that has only won two games. He this is pretty. This makes sense. He has had the most points scored against him, which is rough. 12, 26. But he also has scored the least amount of points. So that's a recipe for disaster. He had a couple rough games. Dalton, it's not looking good for you. Last place so far. Next up is Tyler's team. You ever heard of bad TDs? Uh, he, I really feel for Tyler. He's actually got a pretty good squad together. He's 3-6 at the moment, but he could very easily have been 5-4. He lost two games total by a combined points of 4.08 points. So that's rough. He had a pretty good draft. First three are Clyde Edwards, Godwin kind of got hurt, and Chris Carson. His actually next couple picks is what has really hurt him. Odell hurt, Cam Akers got hurt, it has not been very good. Will Fuller always just a walking injury, and Dak Prescott. That one hurts too. So and then his next pick was Michael Gallup, and no Cowboys receivers have been good after that. So his first three picks were good. His next couple were pretty terrible. Dalton, he was the victim of Dalton's 182 point win the first couple weeks, but yeah, he could be very easily 5-4 and been in the playoff hunt at the moment. He just had a couple bad runs. I do like his team though. So Tyler, I think you got 4 weeks left. You can make a swing here. So Eli is next. He is currently sorry, getting lost here. Eli is currently 3-6. His first three picks were Barkley. He picked Barkley over Christian McCaffrey. A lot of people were talking about that. Ended up, they're both kind of hurt most of the season, but still probably a bad pick. No, and I'm a Barkley fan. I'm a Giants fan. We're both Giants fans, but Christian McCaffrey was the pick. Eli, bad pick, but he was hurt, so that sucks. Juju has been kind of not so great this year. In Mahomes, best player in fantasy. Thought I was going to sneeze. He has just not. He drafted his first seven picks. He drafted one receiver. He's had bad receiver. He just doesn't have a receiver, was really his big problem. I mean, Juju's his best receiver. He traded Terry McLaurin for me, thankfully. Otherwise, he would be absolutely lost. I think that's one of the biggest weaknesses of his team. He's got good running backs: Kareem Hunt, Antonio Gibson. Um, he got Joe Mixon in a trade again, and then he drafted Barkley. So he had good running backs. He had a plan, but his receivers, Barkley getting hurt and his receivers going down, was rough. Um, Fifth most points scored. So it's been a rough couple games for him. Say or Bryce, you're up next. You, I actually, this is going to be a common theme. I actually don't mind Bryce's team. I mean, he's got Tom Brady, Josh Jacobs. I mean, his first three draft picks were, let's see here. Josh Jacobs, great. One of the best running backs in the league, fantasy wise. Where are you? Nick Chubb, that one sucks. Hurt. Hopefully he'll be back this week, Bryce. Though, so you'll be turning that around. Amari Cooper. I mean, that's rough because Dak being hurt, but I mean, you got a good squad, really. I mean, you had some close games too. So I mean, it's turning up for Bryce. He's had a couple close games. I think he's right in the middle of the road when it comes to points scored for and points against. He's got a couple easier games. What the fuck? Stop it. Sorry about that. So yeah, I still think Bryce could very easily make the playoffs. So 4 and 5, he's on the up and up though, I think. Sam, you're next. You're 4 and 5. Everyone was thinking Sam had the best team when it comes to after the draft, ESPN's ratings. His first three picks were Alvin Kamara, Julio Jones, and Lamar Jackson. That right there can win you a championship. He great first three picks. He is a team of runs though. He won his first game and like, everyone watch out for Sam. Then he went ahead and he lost his next 4 games, 1 and 4. And then you're like, Sam's done. Lamar Jackson has not been who he's needed to be. His squad's not looking great. Julio Jones was hurt. Le'Veon Bell ended up doing nothing, but then he got traded to the Chiefs, and Julio kind of came back. Lamar's had a couple good games. Alvin Kamara is Alvin Kamara and has been carrying his squad. Justin Jefferson, one of the better receivers in the league fantasy wise this year. And he went ahead and started. After losing 4 straight, he won 3 straight. And then unfortunately he ran into me last week, or not me. He lost his last week, thankfully for me, because I moved ahead of him. We'll get to me later. So his team's going to be good. He's getting healthy again. Lamar's going to start playing better. Don't count Sam out. My Balzac Hurts, easily the best name in fantasy that we have. So congrats on that, Sam. I think you're prepared to make a strike in the playoffs. We'll see what happens here these next couple games. You're playing Corbin next, which is rough. He's been a good squad. Then you're playing Russ. Your next couple games are pretty hard. So hopefully, if you can get past both. No, I'm sorry. You're playing me. You're playing me next, then Corbin, then Russ. So it's gonna. Hopefully, you'll lose the first one, obviously, but hopefully you can beat Russ and Corbin, and then you'll be set for the playoffs. Next is your boy Prez Red. Everyone counted me out. I had a terrible run, had a couple injuries. My quarterback situation was absolute shit. I drafted heavy on running backs, and Dalvin Cook was hurt. Couldn't figure out which receiver to play. Started off 1 and 5. Everyone was counting me out. Then 3-game winning streak, 4 and 5. Carson's hot. Don't let him get hot. Too late. He's already hot. It's gonna be tough. I got Dalvin Cook, second best running back. James Robinson, 4th best running back. I got a hot tight end of Hayden Hurst, 5th best. I got Miles Sanders coming off of injury here soon. Got a bunch of good people. So I would not want to play me next. I'm hot. It's gonna be rough. I'm projected to make the playoffs. I said it. Sorry. Oh gosh, what are we gonna do? I have scored the third most amount of points. So couple points scored against me. Nothing to really rave about on that. But it's been an okay year for me. So we're gonna be good. Next up is, I believe, Thanker. Thanker, your first four picks, our first three picks here. Ezekiel Elliott, man, he has not panned out like you thought he would. Whew, that getting hurt. You thought maybe he'd get the ball more. The NFC East ugh, is just an absolute crapshoot. Who's going to win that division? I don't know. But yeah, Eric, Tyreek Hill, baller, always a baller. Travis Kelce, baller. He went hard on the Chiefs. I mean, that's a good strategy. David Johnson hasn't really panned out. And then Allen Robinson, I think he's one of the best receivers, but he's on the Bears, so that's rough. You've had a couple really good games. How did you start this off? This is the point where I stopped. It's getting late, so I haven't prepared anything. So sorry. You started off 1-1, and then you kind of went on a heater. You've won a couple in a row. Your squad's looking good. I really like your, actually, fuck. Yeah, I mean, you got Chiefs players. That's pretty much it. Giants defense, that's great. Picked up Cole Beasley. He's a sneaky player I really like. This is going to be a tough week for you though. You got a couple players. I mean, your Chiefs players on bye this week. It might be hard for you to squeak out a win this week. Deshaun Jackson's okay. So, but you're 6-3. You're looking good. You're primed for the playoffs. I don't want to run into you on the playoffs because the Chiefs are always going to be good. So, watch out for him. Again, change your name, Team Thanker. Be more creative. Where are we? I think Corbin, you are up next. Sorry, I need to get my standings correct. Come on. Sorry. I've had a couple glasses of champagne celebrating. It's my first deal, so I'm a little tipsy. So I'm also a little lost. Come on. What the fuck? There it is. Sorry. Whew. Alrighty. Corbin, 6-3. I think Corbin's got the best squad out of anyone. Caleb, we'll get to you later. I don't like your team. You're 7-2, so that's hard for me to say. But Corbin, I love Kyler Murray. Holy crap. I think he's the best fantasy quarterback in the league. Number 3 technically, but I think he's the best. You got a great quarterback. Christian McCaffrey being hurt all year has been rough. You've had Jonathan Taylor has been a crapshoot. So it's been tough to kind of pick which running back to play every single week for you. Hopkins has been fired. Boyd has been awesome. You got a great squad. You've had a couple bad losses here and there, but Kittle going down, that's rough. So you've had some injury problems, but you're 6-3. You're going to be one of the tough teams that I don't want to see in the playoffs. When it comes to points, you have the third most points scored, and that makes sense. You're the third best team in the league right now. 3-2 in your division. It's been good for Corbin. He just needs to get it. Christian McCaffrey needs to come back, and you'll be fine. So, Russell, Junkie, our dog, JYD, some would say. He's been talking a bunch of shit, and I love it, honestly, because it gets people talking, but he has been squawking like a bird. I will give him credit. His team's good. He has had the second most points scored against him out of anyone, and he's still 6-3. So continue squawking. Your team's great. Aaron Rodgers, awesome. Derrick Henry, awesome. Stephon Diggs, awesome. DK Metcalf, awesome. Mark Andrews, decent. I wish he could have been better. Shit. Fucking Adam Thielen hasn't had a couple good games, but he's still primed to have a good game whenever. His team's just good. It's fucking annoying. he, I mean, yeah, he's just been crushing everyone. It's been annoying. Started off 2-0 or 2-0. He hasn't had that many super close games, really. He got destroyed by Bryce week 7. Besides that, no really tough games for him, honestly. But yeah, no, his squad's great. It's annoying. And then that leaves us at Zaddiesville Zaddies. 7-2. He is hot. 6-game winning streak. Who would have thought? I would have thought this guy's trying to get the Colts kicker from trying to trade his whole team away for it. I don't understand it. Russell Wilson, pretty decent, but Kenyon Drake, I mean, he's had a couple good games. Daryl Henderson, Devontae Adams, fucking baller. I mean, that's I'll give him that. But besides that, I don't know how he's been squeaking out wins. Todd Gurley's had a couple good games. I don't know. I think he's primed to get upset. Sorry, Caleb, I said it. I don't know. Your squad is just not that good. You mean you've had the second least amount of points scored? No, the most amount of points. So I'm sorry. Let's see here. Points scored against. You have the second least amount of points scored against you besides Fanker. So I mean, some of that's going to change here. People are just not having good games against Caleb, and he's getting lucky. He does have the most points scored, so I'll give him that. But I mean, most points scored for and least points scored against. That's why he's 7-2. People are going to start scoring points against him. His team is not great, in my opinion, but his record says otherwise. He's got what are his next couple games here? I mean, look at I'm going to go over his draft. Sorry, I've been inconsistent. I've been doing this, but your draft. Let's see here. Where are you, Caleb? Kenyon Drake was his first round pick. Devontae Adams, I'll give him that. DJ Moore was his third round pick. What? Whatever. He's 7-2. I don't think he's going to win this. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're 9 weeks into it. We got 4 weeks left. Anything could happen. There's only a couple teams that have no shot. Dalton. So it's anyone's game at this point. We're all in the hunt, besides Dalton. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will do more videos like this. But yep, it's coming out. Enjoy next week, and go Giants.